Okay, guys, welcome on. Welcome, everybody. All right, so we want to get this cracking. Let's have a look at the market. All right, it's been an interesting one. So I'm starting off on IC markets. Okay, first of all, the reason I'm starting there is it's a good thing that the price action did what it needs to do. But then on the side note, there's some sad points. But anyway, so welcome everybody to the live analysis session. I'm primarily focusing on crypto on these sessions. So that's what you see me do now. So first of all, on a positive note, let me start there. So if any of you took this trade that I've given out to you guys, you should be in some deep profit right now. You can see that this 30-minute order block I was talking about is a very special type of order block. The price did return into this area and then went short. Now, the stupid thing that I did, guys, is that because the price was quite rangy near the end of the day, I decided to close and wait for a re-entry, but I didn't ever catch the re-entry. Now, if I had taken this trade, I would have been up on the challenge account about double what the account is right now. And I have to be honest, I'm so gutted at myself. I'm so totally really, I don't know how to explain how annoyed I am of me closing the trade. Now, I know that there'll be opportunities to get back in. My real aim of an opportunity is here because we have similar price action features to what I discussed. We had a very nice break beneath this H1 area, but we haven't had any return. So I'm hoping the price will return either today, tomorrow, or over the weekend, and then give us another chance to get a sell. All right. But we've had such a great trade on Bitcoin. Now, the reason why I'm using IC markets as well is because we have a situation going on with Bitfinex. Now, if you don't know, I was saying yesterday, Hugo's Way's price feed for cryptocurrency comes from Bitfinex, and Bitfinex is currently undergoing some maintenance work. All right, just to show you guys what that is, I'm gonna switch over. All right. So if you can see right here, Bitfinex said they'll be right back. Sorry for the inconvenience. Now I went to their status page to just find out what's going on. So they have a platform outage. Identified the cause has been identified, and we're working to restore trading activities. And it says all funds are safe. So if you do trade with Bitfinex primarily, not through an intermediary or through a broker who uses their price feed, then this is fine. It should be good. Now this was the the investigation was at 10:15 universal time, and about 59 minutes, just under an hour later, they've given the problem and they've identified it. So currently under maintenance is the web server, the web sockets, and I believe the trade engine and the backend workers. All four of these things are under maintenance. Now, yesterday, and this is probably as also that has contributed to me not being able to get into trade Bitcoin as I wanted to, sadly. We just to capture entry on the way down, but we've had planned maintenance happening, and this was on the last day of June. So, by the way, happy new month, guys. Happy welcome to July. We're closer to the end of the year than the beginning officially, which is crazy to think, but yes, we are. So here we go. Here's the planned maintenance. So there was a planned maintenance yesterday, and it was completed a bit later than what I wanted. And by the time that happened, the price had dropped quite substantially. So there isn't really a chance for me to get into BTC. So I'm hoping that the price pulls back and gives us a nice re-entry in the days to come. But this is where we are. So keep your eyes out for that, guys, and make sure that if you're trading on Hugo's Way or you took the initiative to do so, please make sure that you check that out. All right. So back to what we have here. So from my analysis, looking at the price action. So I think this helps for you guys to see my mind on when I'm looking at the market, the accuracy of the entries. We either had one entry here, which was the return to this liquidity area, which the price formed a demand zone over. So I'm more poised to want to take a trade from here because the price formed a demand zone above it, now it's broken back beneath it. So this reuse of demand as supply right here would be the perfect entry. So I'm looking for an entry at literally 35540. Stop loss will go somewhere above here, and I'm looking to ride this baby down. Now the liquidity gap on Hugo's Way that was seen is almost filled. And I'm still gutted because my entry, guys, now for some reason, on Hugo's Way, which I'll show you in a moment, my entry, however, was 36,245. So my entry was somewhere around about here. So I was in quite on the, not late, but I wasn't exactly at the top. However, if I just stuck with my guns now, I closed out with a £2 24 or £23 loss. I just wanted to cut my losses, really, guys. And the truth is, the reason is because the price was quite moving quite shaky near the end of the day. And what I did actually expect is for the price to go a bit higher and then drop. So that's what I was really waiting for, which never happened. The price actually just started to drop during Asia. So I kind of wish I just took the initiative to, you know what, just get back in and let things be whatever it is. Now, I did say yesterday that whatever happens, happens, and I should have just allowed the price to hit my stop loss if it wasn't going to work out. But I think I just got uh, too protective over my trading account, especially because of the challenger one. I didn't want to go too crazy on it. But okay, even then, Bitcoin is dropping quite well. My students are in some trades. A lot of them are in Litecoin at the moment. So they've taken Litecoin as a trade from right at the top here, similar, and they're still riding it down. XRPs, still finding its way down gently. Now, Hugo, I mean, IC Markets price feed personally is not my favorite, if I be honest, when it comes to crypto. I think Hugo's Way has a better defined spot. But I just want to show you guys something. So what I'm going to do now, Hugo's Way is not actively on right now, okay? But in terms of crypto, but we can still look back at the price to see what has happened. So I'm going to go to the left here and I'm going to pull up BTC. So if I pull up Bitcoin from the last moment it moves, so you can see right here, so the liquidity gap on Bitcoin has been filled almost 70 to 80% of the way now, which is I'm gutted about because, again, the entry was so sharp. I should have just left it on. And I am kicking myself. I will not even lie to you guys. I really am kicking myself. So, but I'm hoping that the price will pull back and give us a chance. Now, the price feed on the H1, what I like to do is use IC Markets and Hugo's Way together to get a great picture of what the price is trying to achieve here. Now, I still have this H4 demand zone area, which the price has broken below cleanly. I think it's even done a return already, which makes me more annoyed because the price feed was off, so I didn't even have a chance to get in. But what I am hoping for is that once the price gets to this demand zone, really this is going to be my trigger point. Whether the price reverses back up a little bit to give us a second chance to get in, or the price breaks down beneath, then I'm going to be looking for the target, which is back down to 28 and beyond. Now, I just wanted to see the market structure for you to understand my view on the market. So I'm zooming in here for a moment. So you see that this demand zone right here is a very strategic one. When the price formed the supply zone, look at what the price has done. So we've had the short, the price has gone long, and you can see here that the price returned to the nested D1 supply within this area. Now, the wick of the candle closed above here, but not the body. So you can see right here, the price has found the optimal area for supply to continue the short that it's supposed to do. So now, guys, we should be shorting BTC. So if you haven't already, I'm glad I've called this from a long time ago so that if you want to look back in history, for those of you who are new to my channel or you randomly picked this video first, you can look back and see what I was talking about the whole time. All right, now I'm just hoping that we just get one more chance. I'm literally begging for one more chance, but if we don't, then I'm still gonna have to find a way. Now I've missed out. Now, if you remember, now if I recap here, so the entry I was saying I had was 36,245. So here, somewhere around about here, and the stop loss was to go above. So my stop loss was only £27. I think what was throwing me off is that the spread was starting to widen a bit, and I think the spread was going to stop me out before it actually breaks outside of the zone. So in order for me to cover that, I would have had to make my stop loss a bit wider, which I should have just done that really. I don't know why I didn't do that. Okay, and as I said, if I was in this trade right now, the price has dropped quite. Right now is on IC Markets is about 33,500. So right now it would have just been over £200 in profit, which is almost double the account, which would have been a great start to the week of me coming back into the trading challenge. And I am upset with myself, but there are other entries that I can take. I'm hoping that we can get a pullback again here, or maybe back up here. And even if we're lucky, somewhere back up here again one more time. And then after a short, I'll be so grateful for that. If that happens, then, you know, the rest of the is history. Now, even if I can get back to where the initial entry was for another entry, right about here, even if I missed on the first £56, but we captured the 400, I mean, it'll be great. But right now, the price is in optimal area for shorting, so I'm prepared to do whatever it takes to have to get into this. So I'll be finding entries on the way down, probably trying to double up and get double entries if possible, so that I can take full advantage of this. But let's see how the price moves forward from here. Now it's very easy. Now I think, you know what, hesitation, guys, is not a good thing when it comes to trading. I think hesitation is a bad thing. Now there's a healthy hesitancy, but the one that I had yesterday was just really stupid. And I was in a Zoom call with some of my leaders, so I couldn't even pay attention. But Ethereum provided the perfect entry. I have the red line here, as you can see, and this is the entry point that I was looking for. And my stop loss was supposed to go above this area right about here, or above this blue line. Now look at what the price did. Now, as I said to you guys, in Asia, I think I've really seen the pattern here, that I believe that during the nighttime periods is where we get the most shorting on these crypto assets. So I saw the trigger for the price action here. I should have just pressed sell, but I had that same thing. Well, let me just wait a bit. Now, when I come back during the nighttime when I'm asleep, prices already dropped quite a bit, which would have been another great addition to the initial trade I had with Bitcoin. Now, Ethereum's gap is quite far down. It's back all the way down at $1,827 roughly. So we still have a long way there. And I'm hoping that Ethereum gives another entry too, because that might be our ticket to get in. So there's so many great trades, guys, and they're all playing out perfectly, as I've said. You know, XRP is the same. With XRP, even though I want to trade it, I'm this time I kind of want to go for the big guns, Bitcoin and Ethereum. And Litecoin too is already taken off. And these are where most of my students are in these trades. But let's see how the price fares out. Now, Litecoin hasn't filled this gap because the gap is all the way back down at 126. So I'm waiting to see how the price fares off with that. All right, let's have a look at Monero. Let's see what the last data provided, because we can't see it all. And sadly, we don't have Monero on IC markets. Okay. So let me pull this up. Okay. Let's pull this up for you. So now if I put this here, here we go. So with Monero, if you remember the price action analysis that I gave to you guys, I think this was a quite simple one again. Nothing like overcomplicated or like out there, very simple. So I'll start from the weekly first of all. So on the weekly here, here's the demand zone, really, that is the crux of this area of price around $200. All right, and there's a second demand zone lower down, but this is the main one on the weekly, which is quite clear. The body of the candle closed beneath it last week, and now we've had the return with a spike, but the body is still within this area. So if I go to the D1 version of this, if I start over from here, all right, starting over from here, here's the D1 demand zone, and here's the H4 version. So as I said to you guys, sorry, on the D1 here, what I'm really going for is quite simple. Okay, so what I'm gonna go for here is just a very simple return back to this area here into supply as we've had, and now a short. So from the last price feed we've had, the price has been going short quite well. So now I'm expecting it to continue. And I expect it just, you know, once it gets around about 204, somewhere around this region, we should be seeing more selling going on. Now, I don't know what the current update for Monero is, but it actually started to get into its gap. I don't know if it's filled it all the way, but we have so many lows down here that the price is going to most likely run because there'll be stop losses there. But Monero's played out perfectly as also. And so there's trades galore, guys, at the moment that you could capture, you know, depending on what you would like to do. So I'm watching the price action here very carefully to see how we move forward from here. All right. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, so I'm looking at this price action here. And to me, once the price feed comes back on, we'll have an opportunity to see what goes on. But we're short all the way, guys. Since Bitcoin has left that trigger, we've seen the price action that I've shown you here on the D1. Then the price is all ready to go for the short that we want. And we should get the body close beneath. Once we see that, that's why I am really trying to get a short before the price gets back down beneath 30K. Because that once it gets beneath there, I think that will be the last chance. That will be the real trade that we can go for. Now, unless the price gives us some very deep entry back up here, any entry that Bitcoin can provide for us, then I'll be willing to take. Now, I'm just, I'll be real. As a trader, one of the things that you do want to have is accuracy. If anybody tells you accuracy is not important, don't listen to them. Accuracy and precision, excuse me, are important. And this entry I had here was quite precise and quite specific. I just wish I stuck with it and didn't look at the P&L bar too much. But I think the P&L bar really was what made me close this trade. And I forgot the logic of the trade for a moment and tried to, not that I was not going to take the trade, but I just wanted to have a more comfortable entry because of the spike in it. I thought, okay, let me just get out and get back in. But I think looking back now, it was a bad idea. There was no point. I should have just left the stop loss to be where it is, and let the price ride. Now, from this trade here, I'm hoping that we just get that one more chance. If we do that, we can actually see some really good profitability. So I'm keeping my eyes on the different areas that we can go for. On Hugo's way, the price feed is showing us this very clean set of H4 demand zones again. So we have one here that if the price enters into this area and we get a return, then that will be a very strong demand area to return to this order block. And then from this demand order block, we should get a short from here. This is one aspect of what the price should do, which is very viable. And I'm using the H4 because with Bitcoin, using the M1 and M5 for entries, okay, or for analysis, is not really helpful at the start. If you want to get those tight entries, you got to start from the macro timeframes first, in accordance with day trading. So H4, H1, you know. Then once you start getting down to the M30, M15 to be surgical with the price, then you can start to look for better trades. So I'm watching this, and this is my first proposal for an entry. If I was to open up a fresh BTC chart and say BTC or BTC, and I was to say, okay, what would you do if you saw this chart right now? So what would I do? I'll start with, first of all, what the price has done right here. This is the most important piece of price action for a very long time in the market. This says all I need to know about the price for me as a trader. All right, so I'll be watching the price action from these areas here just to see what's going on. The price has returned to supply. So all I'm going to be doing now is mapping out my strike point. So again, our first strike point was here, and I messed up with that because I was in the strike point, but I got distracted by the P&L. All right. Now the account history sadly is not showing what's going on there, so I have to wait a bit more to see what's going on. All right, but ideally, what we want to do is anyway make sure we find an entry around these areas. On the H4, I've got one demand zone, which is a strong proposal. Now this demand zone, why I'm using this one, let me just make sure it's in line first. Now, okay, this demand zone is a bit of a risk if I don't, let's see if it's drawn correctly. Okay, it's not a risk, it's fine. So this demand zone here is responsible for this very strong long that we had on the 4-hour time frame, which led to the price getting back all the way to the second entry proposal here before it started to short off. So this is a crucial area where I can decide, where I can use this as a decision model, if you want to put it that way, or mode of decision to work out whether I'm going to go long or I'm going to go short. Now in the H1, there is a couple of areas of demand here. Let me just make sure that the H4 is drawn correctly. Here we go. So this is the H4 demand zone that I'm looking at. So that demand order block right here, all right, is a very crucial and strategic one because it's the price is the leader or the cause of the reason why the price went long before it went to give us our re-entry before the short. So when the price gets into this area, depending on how much demand liquidity is left in here, I do expect there to be some sort of reaction. Now, because I can't see the price feed on Hugo's Way again, I don't know what's actually happened. But from my projections, if the price was to do this, I'm hoping that either there'll be a return back to this area or somewhere around about this area. All right, one of these areas. This is my analysis. And then from these areas, then we can look for a short. Okay, that would be one aspect. So either right here is a return and then short. But either way, what I'm really waiting for, which will be my second crux entry. So I know I've missed out on about £200 of profit. That's cool. But to make up for that, what I really would like to do is to, and I put this here, is to capture Bitcoin by at least looking for a H4 close beneath this candle and a return. On the return, that will be a safe signature for me to say, okay, since the price has broken past this major area of demand, okay, this major traffic point, then I do expect the price from that point not to come back to this area and continue shorting, similar to the D1 structure we've seen here. So this is where I am really watching for, and I'm actually going to set an alarm here. So even though I've missed this area, as a trader, your idea is always to find an alternative. And this, for me, this is a great alternative to what we have moving forward with missing the first entry. Hate that I missed the first entry, because I'll be honest, I really did want to have a trophy of catching it right at the top, and I think I just messed that up really badly. But I still, even if I catch it, it's cool to make the profit. But I just really wanted to have that picture there right at the top. You know, traders have that feeling, you know, and that's why I'm hoping we get another entry. But you know what? It is on the history of my account that I was in it, you know. So at least I was in, guys. I was in. All right. So I'm going to use the last 5 minutes. I'm just going to look at a couple of cryptocurrencies, but I'm going to use TradingView to look at them. All right. So let's see. Now he's asking me to join for free. So I guess what I'm going to do, let me sign in with my TradingView password. Okay. So just give me a moment. Switch screen. Let's sign in here. Let's go. Now, TradingView, I really do like them a lot. I know sometimes they can be annoying, guys, because, you know, they keep asking you to do stuff, but they're not really that, they're not so difficult. They're quite good people. They're really, really good people. Trust me. They're not difficult at all. All right. So I'm signed in. Switch back the screen now. All right. All right. So I haven't spoken about Doge, but I might as well go through Doge whilst I'm here. So on the daily time frame, what's happening with the price of Doge at the moment? So Doge is still in this area. We've had a signature for a short 2 days ago, and I think Doge is just trying to find its footing. Now, I do believe that Doge is gonna, when this next short happens, you know, even though the market, everybody's quiet right now, I told you, to me, is the calm before the storm. Drag this up here. For me, I think with Doge, what the market is really holding on to is this demand zone right here. On the daily time frame, this area of demand right here. I wish I could just change the color in this. So let me change this to blue. Yeah, let's change that to blue. So this area of demand in red right here, or pink, is really where the price is holding on to before it drops down. Once it breaks past this area, guys, I believe that Doge is going to have a nice drop back down. Now, the reason this movement on the upside is all pumped by excitement and memes. I was going to say memeish behavior, but just just the sheer tweeting from Elon Musk and the excitement and all of those different things. The price is really going to recoup all of this area here. Now, beneath that, we had a good spike here in February, but beneath that, when the price was flat as it was, there wasn't really much talk about Doge anymore. Okay, but this is how new the space is, where somebody can just be tweeting about crypto, and the price does crazy things. So right now here, if I put this on. All right. What I'm looking for is just a close beneath the demand area right here. And then after we can go for a very strong short. So I'm looking for something along the lines of this on Doge. I am still going to trade Doge. Thank God that Doge is on, it is available on Hugo's way to trade, which is great. So we can actually trade this price action. But this is all we really need, guys. I wouldn't even try to enter Doge right now. All I want is that confirmation of the demand zone break. Once we get this in a return, then I'd be more than happy to sell. Now, from where it is right there at 24 cents, I'm expecting a Doge of 7 cents. You know, but and from there, guys, we'll be able to see some really great profits. So I'm watching out for this trade very carefully, looking at all the different factors as to what the price is doing, and just watching out for a clean entry. So on the H4 right now, let's go. And on the H1, looks like Doge just had a little bit of an uptick in price right here. Now I'm just going to do a little bit of a marking here so that we can work out where the price is to be exact. So let me do something here. I'll use a line to represent my area I'm looking at. So let's see. If I go back to the H4 now. All right, cool. And then to the H1. Okay, so my exact entry I'm looking for on Doge is either 26 cents and 237 or slightly higher up around about 26, let me put this here, 26,722, and at the highest point possible 27 cents on the dot, or 27,076. So I'm expecting Doge actually to have a bit of an uptick of a long and then a short. Okay, because Doge looks like it's pulling back to the same area for reversal. All right, so I think what I am going to do is give a shout to the students, but if you want to capture this, I believe Doge is about to do a movement like this. So let me grab this here. We have a possible entry anywhere from 26 cents, 30 or 26 cents or 26,320. All right, I'll write this down for you guys. So I write this here. You guys can capture this if you want to trade Doge, which is what I will be doing. So I'll keep you guys updated. So we have an entry here from, we've got 20, and put this here, entry range from 0.26. All right, 443 to 0.27070. Okay, and then the stop loss on this one, I'll put the stop loss. So the stop loss on this will be quite simple. You just want to put the stop loss above the high. Yeah, so my stop loss for this one will be 27,564. So 0.2756. Is it 4 or 9? I think it's 569. Okay. Yes, 0.27569. And my my T1 profit, I believe this is going to crash quite heavily. So I'm going for 0.07 cents. And then T2 is a bit lower down, about 5 cents. And I'll show you the reason in a moment. And if there is a T3, I do believe this is going back to a cent. And I don't hate Dogecoin. I just think it doesn't have any value. And I think that Elon Musk, I mean, the only way it will have value, it has to change its consensus mechanism and a whole load of other things. Now, I know everybody's bashing Bitcoin because Bitcoin is, the energy expenditure is really not a good thing right now. But Dogecoin is also on a proof of work consensus. Now, it is a bit, okay, it is a lot more eco-friendly if you want to put it that one, or does use a lot more less energy because it's co-mined with Litecoin. So every time a Litecoin transaction is done or Litecoin is mined, BTC is also mined. So, you know, in reality, I think what we should see, if the value continues as it is, because I don't see the value in the crypto, I think it will stay a meme. for a very long time. But yeah, my targets are here. So I'm just looking for this area here. So you know what? I'll be exact with you guys. So 0.07186 is the target. So 0.07186. 186. Okay. That's the first target I've got there. Now my second target, guys, after that would be round about here. This area here. So 0.05 is roughly around about here. But to be honest, is a bit lower than that. It's about 4895. And then my final target, which is back down here, is literally back to this first pump that we had in the price from February. So below 1 cent. So I'll say, you know what, we can make it 0.07. All right. These are my 3 targets for Doge. All right. So be prepared to take this trade. I think we're going to have a great time with Doge. And Doge probably is going to shock everybody of how much money is possible to be made on it. So keep your eyes peeled, guys, and I'll catch you guys later. I hope you guys enjoyed the analysis. I'll see you guys tomorrow.